This is the story of Evil Skald, a Northman stranded on a starry island, building up a legend that will last centuries. Well, at least that's what we're trying to do in this Let's Play. Hello and welcome to Crusader Kings III once again, and to a special playthrough. Not only will we start at the earliest possible time with the smallest possible beginning, we're also going to play with all the DLCs available right now and in Ironman mode. That means no manual saving possible. We're starting as basic as possible and we'll try to build up an empire from nothing, exploring all the different mechanics and stories this game has to offer. It's going to be interesting how far we get, because with Ironman mode we can also just die trying, and this Let's Play is over within 3 episodes. I have no idea. Okay, so for the settings, we're actually going to the earliest times, 860-70 days, and we're going to play as our own ruler. On this beautiful big map, all the way up here in the north, there's 3 solitary islands, and one of them is going to be my starting point. It's this one here. We're, well, basically stranding on it, I guess, with a few sorry souls in this little hold'em here that we have. I'm also going to create my own ruler. It's going to be male, of course, and in this case here, he needs to look proper, right? Oh, this is nice. A mighty beard, mighty hair. This is Ivar Skald with the Skald dynasty, a beautiful dragon. What else? And of course the chiefdom of Jutland. This is the island basically where we stranded. Education wise, we're going with a misguided warrior. I think this is one of the hardest early beginnings, right? The shadow is easy because we can then just plot ahead and make money, but of course we are a vikinger, and in this case we are a misguided warrior. We train in this, and it should be also nice for some raiding then. We're lustful, brave, but also just, and in this case here we're still within the achievements limit, so I definitely want to use this to my maximum here, and a bit ambitious of course as well. Other traits? Not really anything here. Let's actually not get ahead of ourselves here with too much. We are not married, right? We have no one, and we also have no sons and no daughters. Basically really starting from scratch there. 20 years old. These are the settings. Let's get cracking. Now, this is it, 867, the 1st of January on this sorry island with the tribe of the Skalavagr. We are the chiefdom of Jutland, and we are Ivar Skald, that is, with, yeah, well, a dynasty no one ever heard about anything at the moment, right? And we are the only living member in this. This is where it all starts, basically, where we want to build up something that lasts the ages, a legendary house indeed. The first few things that I need to do, of course, is set my lifestyle. We're going into the martial one right away. We do get a, well, 10% bonus out of that. It's not really the end. It's not really a massive boost or anything like that. Strategy focus it is. We're not going to take part in the battles myself, right? And very important also here, the Bellum Justum is what I'm going early on right now to reduce the prestige cost that we have for waging wars. We're also only having a tribal hold here, so we're tribal. We're not even feudal at this point, right? We are not even in the Middle Ages at this point. We're just in the very early medieval ages in this case here. Also control rating only 2, so this is as bad as it can really get. There's really nothing here, right? There's not even a building or anything like that. This is just our own domain that we have. Also item wise, completely naked, nothing that we have right now, no artifacts or anything like that. And yeah, that's as fun as it can get. Now let's just have a look at my court real quick. What we do see here. The Marshal and the Spymaster have a skill of 0. The same goes to the Chancellor. And this dude, actually all of them have 0 skill. And it's also really funny that all of them have nothing, right? They're terrible at everything. It is also with this that we have a 0% chance of improving or finding new commanders or knights each month. So it's absolutely worthless to go with the trained commander right now. So organizing the army is still better, because at least this gives me a 1% in levy size. That court is so useless that I'm actually not going to bother with this anymore. My army, we have 325 levies, right? And we do have some Bondi, so this is a special unit. And we also have some Wigmen, so melee fighters basically. They're training right now. I can actually unpause the game, because why not? There's nothing really happening right now. These guys are now training and growing. We have a bit of prestige, so I can actually go ahead and build me one more man-at-arms army, right? So we have 2 out of 3, so I can create me one more. And these should be, yeah, definitely actually a bit stronger, right? So the armored footman is nice. We can also go with the Hussars, so a special Germanic unit that we have, and the Varangian veterans, one of the strongest one I think it is, but also one of the most expensive one. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and get me the most expensive one and also the most powerful one. The only negative effects they have is nothing really. They're really good at everything, right? Whereas other ones are suffering in worse terrain. They're actually pretty strong in every terrain. And also in winter, they're getting increased toughness on top of that. Let's go ahead and get them. So with that, we got those 3 men-at-arms. These are the most important units we have, right? Because the levies will also be very low all the time, since we basically have nothing really to levy, right? Champions, we have 4 out of 6. They're all very bad. Perhaps Frody here. He's looking nice. We could invite champions. This will cost me 150 prestige to get me a few more in. Let's do this. The thing for that is I would like to do this because we want to get this here full. They're just very powerful in a tribal army that we have, right? Now, let's have a look. We also should find ourselves a wife. This, we can go with 2 ways here. I can find me someone that has a very good physical trait that we can inherit down the road. But since we are only at level 1 with the dynasty, yeah, there's not a very high chance that we actually inherit anything. So alliance power might be my go-to here. So down here in the middle of England, we have the House of Jorvik. And these guys here have a daughter that is unmarried, and they would actually go ahead with this. They have a military strength of 7,000. I don't really care about the 7,000. I just care about having an alliance that we can use to protect ourselves in case someone attacks us. In this case, she's actually not bad. She's also ambitious, right? She's patient. She's quick, so that's at least one physical trait. Doesn't seem anything that would say anything against fertility. Chance of children is high. She is 22. So actually I think this is a good match here. We're also getting 400 prestige because they're way more powerful than we are. Matrilineal is of course a bad one here. A grand wedding I can't afford. So this would be it. They actually would accept. That's pretty nice. The prestige I can definitely use. And there it is. We've also formed the alliance. And hopefully make babies now down the road. That's important. Alright, we are 22, we're 20 still, so this is all nice. And in this case, it's getting a bit boring on this island, right? There's really nothing happening on it, so I think we should expand. We should actually start building a kingdom where someone would like to join. Oh, by the way, also here, the first knights arrive. That's interesting. Oh, power strength of 18 for 12 coin. Let's go ahead and get this one in. Perfect, there you go. Right, my court, by the way, it's very empty. We would have one here. Alright. We could actually try and find us someone with very good traits. Though I will surely see many battlefields before I meet my maker, my library holds tales of a war from 100 lifetime. I have recently acquired a tome on the great battles of Tours, as well as a time-worn scroll. Read the newer tome. Or attempt to translate it, but yeah. We could gain stress with that. Actually, let's get the studied and old battle. This gives me a +1 in martial. I just love with all the DLCs also, right? There's a lot of emphasis on storytelling with artifacts and legends and stuff like that. And we're just going to see the legends of old, of the Vikings. Hopefully, if we're not dying before that. So the most important thing is that I'm getting someone that is very good with martial skills. So Gormer here, I mean, he's a giant. And she's also looking rather big. So let's actually get Gorman in here. And this guy here will then join my court. Let's actually send the proposal out. And hopefully we get him into my court. There he is. Right, this guy here. And he's not joining my court. And now I can actually put him into my martial position. Right, so this guy here now, Gomer with a level 17 martial skill. And this is actually way better. So he has got a 8% chance now of getting me a new commander. There you go. My wife, in the meantime, she can manage... Oh, she's bad at that. Chivalry is nice. This gives me another martial bonus. I think this is the best one we can do right now. And I think my young rule now needs something to hold on to. And we do have these 2 islands here. And both of them are actually rather weak. So he's raiding right now someone. And he's losing his army strength with that. So this might be a good entry point here for our conquest. Let's just have a quick look again at my army. Because we still have a bit of prestige that I would like to invest right away in increasing the size of my soldiers. Right, so this is only 90. And then also my swordsman here with another 100. We could also go ahead and increase the Varangian veterans once again for 270 prestige. Let's do this. Right, so that's important. These are the most important units, as I said, and we really just want to have them at the top of their game, right? And, oh, a fireside story. And my wife tells me a nice story. And we get a stewardship skill out of that. Thank you very much. Okay, after all this, we're losing a lot of prestige right now. Not good. And in this case here, we have now an army of 900 with a high quality. That's what I like to see. So now I could go in and yeah, he's actually not very strong. Declare war. Since we're tribal, we can just basically declare war on anyone. And all it costs me is a bit of piety. Right? So that's that. And yeah, he would lose opinion, but that's okay. He's very weak. So we're going to raise my army immediately. We are actually the commander of this army. This is risky, of course. But it's only just that we should be at the forefront here. We're a Vikinger and we need to prove ourselves. So let's actually move out and march to our first conquest, hopefully. Or die trying. My champions, we got a few very powerful new ones. There's the battle already. Very good. We have also captured the marshal of this chieftain. I'm sitting around the map table with Gunnar and Jörundur discussing our strategy for ongoing war. So Jörundur wants to raid and Gunnar wants to go for the prime targets. And I know how we can employ both strategies. So we get improved pillaging and improved avoidance. Improved pillaging is really nice, right? So this gives me a better raiding capability. This is basically just a very positive event. We're sieging already this chiefdom here, and this is going to take a while. It's a very powerful one indeed. So development is also just one. Yeah, it's just that we are pretty weak. We don't have any siege engines or anything like that, so we just have to go with it. Might take some time. In the meantime, I should also really get a good personal physician. Gormer here, I mean, he's 14 learning. He's the best in line that we have, and he's at least poor. So he's not terrible or anything like this. So he's going to be my new court physician. This also gives me a court grandeur. We don't even have a court yet. But there you go. We got a court physician. Right. Costs me a bit, but at least we have someone that tends to my wounds now, just in case. Okay, it really takes some time here, but we should be in. At this point, we're also losing more soldiers here. We have an attrition rate of 1. The longer this goes, the more people we lose. The higher the chances that we actually also take some injuries. But there it is. And with that, we can enforce our demands. We have basically defeated the army and taken over their fort, and also taken the most important ones prisoner. And with that, we can actually enforce our demands. We actually also gain legitimacy out of this, right? So people will look more towards us as a ruler because we're successful. Also, we take valuable prisoners. We gain 75 prestige, which is something that we really need, and a bit of fame. And on top of all of this, of course, we have a new area that we can now rule over. 2 islands that we have so far. Also, Gormer has been promoted. Yes. And also, this guy here would join my court. Who is this? Are you good with anything? Not really. It can never really hurt to have as many people in the court as possible. The worst that happens is that he moves away again at some point out of boardroom. Now, with that, also, we can now raise our first runestone. And of course I would like to do this, because that is just lovely. It is customary among the Norse to erect a carved monument to commemorate important events. The death of a loved one, the settling of a dispute, and the acquisition of land. Of course, also the victory of a war. And in this case here, we gain piety, prestige, and legitimacy out of this. And we can do this. We can only do this every 10 years though, and it cost me 50 coin. Let's go ahead and do this. And every runestone tells a story of some significant event. And my vanquished foe will be in the center of it. And this gives me now the runestone. We get the prestige and the piety out of that immediately. And also, we need to choose the location. So Orkney or Hjaltland. Hjaltland is my hometown. So in this case, we're going to set it up in my own first territory, the Conquest runestone. It might, of course, strategically be more important here to set it up to Orkney, because it also gives me control, right? The control growth, and this is actually really important. So yeah, let's set it up there. Let's actually go with the Orkney Island over there. And in this case, we're getting this control boost here now. That is important, because otherwise we're not getting levies or taxes out of this sorry piece of land that we have there. I can also, of course, put my marshal on this to also increase control further. And I'm going to do this now for not the full 6 years. I'm a little confused as to why my wife wants to present a grand gift to me. I soon understand, however, as Chieftess Saga orders a group of soldiers into line. A complete regiment raised from my own lands, ready to serve you. She gives me a gift of troops, and we can either use them as my levy, so this increases my levy size, or they will serve as my personal bodyguard, and we get prowess skill. Let's go with that, because 5% levy is negligible. We only have 300 soldiers there. I would like to continue right away and conquer me the other island over there. They're also weaker, right? They're not that weaker, right? So they're actually also having a really good army quality when it comes to that. And once again, we can go to war. We can raise my soldiers here. And this time, we're still going into battle ourselves. I'm really not going to do this long because it's super risky. But we need to have a strong foundation of our legend. So let's go ahead and do it ourselves. Once again, onto the boats. Costs me a bit. And then we move over to this island here, where there's 500 warriors already waiting. And the thing is, we are actually coming from the ocean, so we have the penalty here. But we're still stronger, especially in number. There you go. And with that, we also gain glory on the battlefield. We win another victory here. Right? Increases my reputation basically, and we're not wounded yet. This is also nice. So we're still unharmed because we're that great of a warrior. Let's just once again lay siege to this one here and take it over. I'm actually, by the way, also a bit worried why we're still not having kids. What's going on? And with that, we're winning it. We're also getting another martial perk and win this fort. Let's enforce demands, and we gain also some prestige again, fame and legitimacy. Let's disband the army. And with that, we got Thor's Haven here as well. It's also really a crap hole, honestly. Development level 1. Nothing we can really do here. But at least it's a bit of piece of land. And with that, we got 3 islands under our control, where we started with only 1. Now, I'm going to move my marshal over to this to increase control. Right, here we got the runestone that is working its magic anyway. Alright, so this control is increasing now. And this one here we're doing with the marshal. We want to get this control up there. For my next martial skill, I would like to go for Engineered for Destruction. This gives me naval speed and also siege weapon effectiveness, thus making sieges easier. Also leads to a very important point, the living off the land. This one gives me raid speed and raid capacity. I want to go ahead with these two here. By the way, we're also level 23 already H. And my wife is 25. Where are the kids? Come on, get pregnant. I'm going to seduce my own wife here. And this is actually having an excellent odd, this scheme here. I want to seduce her and make a baby out of that. We don't have the action otherwise. And yeah, there it begins, a wonderful evening at the fireplace. I want nothing more than to pull her clothes and tear her clothes from the body. So a hand on a hand would say it all. And we continue with that. And my wife and I make our excuses before departing separately. This was actually not successful. It was 95% chance. But at least we gain the smoldering chemistry bonus. It's also now that the plague appears for the first time, so spreading nearby. Halfdan's cults, so far no fatalities and no one is sick really with it. It's the consumption that we have. Okay, we also have a chance here of actually improving our relationship with her father, that is Halfdan, down here, right, my powerful ally, where by the way the plague is roaming right now, so get it? He gets a weak hook on me. However, we gain 25 opinion with him and also get the budding interest. That's another boost here. Let's go ahead with this because I'm not expecting that, you know, he's going to press this hook. Now, for my knights, we still have a very bad knight down here, Hakon and Jørunde. Both of them are being forbidden then from being a champion, right? So they're normal courtiers. And the champions that we've opened up now are Bödva, a guest here. And he's had 22 power, right? And then we're also getting Dan for 15 coin. Go ahead and get this one. And he's also going to be one of my knights. And with that, we have 2 more very powerful knights now joining my army. Once again, it gets boring on the islands. My wife also doesn't want to lay with me. So we do need to find some new opportunities. Unfortunately, Iceland up here is pretty strong right now. Because 2 chiefdoms have formed here. Usually it's like 1 and 2 weaker ones or something, but this time here we have 2 strong ones, and both of them are actually pretty strong. So this is 1100. This is barely weaker than us, and we are having a disadvantage. That's pretty bad for us. And the other one is the chiefdom over here that has a very powerful alliance that I don't want to call in there as well. So in this case here, this is out of the question for now. So I would like to go for some raiding, right? We can do this. Let's actually raise my army as raiders. There it is. We're taking part in this, of course, again. And we need to find ourselves now a nice location for our first raids. So let's have a look down here. Usually Middle Europe is nice, but very strong as well, right? So we got the Kingdom of Brittany here. That is too powerful. We got the County of Leon. That is only 700 soldiers. And we do have something there just by the coast that we could raid. So let's go in and actually take my soldiers and just have a look what we get out of that. Some 17. But of course, it's not about the money per se. It's about getting prisoners that we can use to ransom and also to execute for more piety. So this is something I would like to do here. They're not strong, and we actually have a go here at the main castle right away. So this is my goal. So let's actually sail over there and just see how it goes. Raid or trades, we get the first event already. My troops and I prepare to sack the lands of Leon. Our first scouts report back. So the local towns are rich but heavily fortified. And we're going to just pillage it. We're not going to think about anything else here. Let's have a look. And Fire and Blood, the settlement of Brest, an important stronghold in Greater Leon, has fallen to my raiders. We have to run vast tracts of land and many of the quivering subjects and shining treasures of Count Olafur to choose from. The troops stand ready. Capture skilled slaves. Bring me bounteous plunder. This actually gives me also prestige. And we've taken enough already. Capture and kill slaves. Okay. Hjaltland would get a development growth. But nah, I'm going with the bounteous plunder and get me the 75 prestige. Let's leave this land immediately and continue down to Spain, to the Iberian Peninsula. Because here we also have weak rulers. The Kingdom of Navarra, for example. 600 soldiers only. And there's some nice forts already. By the way, we have not taken any prisoners. What is going on here? Ah, my scheme was successful. We are now united in heart, and we also get the lover trade with her. I don't need to be so graphic about it though. Very nice. So we're lovers. That should lead to more babies soon, please. Okay, there is the barony. Let's go for it. It's still very risky that we raid ourselves, right? But we need to... We are a legendary ruler. At least we intend to. There you go. Let's just be very careful. If there's a big army coming, we need to move again. And my wife is pregnant. Yes. There's something very good. We raid it. Let's also raid the capital here right away. She's not going to be able to get mercenaries in either. No prisoners yet. There is, and no prisoners again. But we have a bit of loot now. Where else should we go? There's still something. Let's go for this. Another 24 on the loot. And we gain also a level of devotion because, you know, if you're raiding as a tribe, you get piety out of that. And this increases our faith as well. Which is just really, really funny, I think. Okay, we're, by the way, also losing a lot of soldiers here. There is that. Oh, what is this? My wife died. Are you kidding me? One life has been extinguished, but a new one has just begun. My wife died giving birth to my daughter. I don't think this ever happened to me before. Let's call it a saga. Okay, I need to return home now. We're full on pockets anyway. Oh boy. I did not expect this. My wife died. We just became lovers. Okay. Yeah, we need to find a new wife. Okay, that would be someone suitable that also has a positive physical trait. By the way, the raid loot was delivered. Thank you very much for this. And she's also brave, gives me a bit of martial bonus, also a bit of piety bonus. And she's got a good martial skill there, also some learning. And she's of my same culture. And since we're playing a bit role-playing here, it should be a wife of my own culture. And yeah, chance of children is high. We actually would lose some prestige out of this though. But yeah, we really don't have good choices here, right? We don't need prestige that much right now. So I think we're going with her. I'm still shocked, honestly. There's also no congenital traits coming out of this. Let's send it in. Oh, no, we lose also some legitimacy. Why? Because she's of a lower house. Okay, there is another chance here, a bit lower down the road. It is, you don't believe that, it's the County of Lyon that we just raided. However, they're actually not that bad when it comes to a bit of an alliance here, right? But also more importantly, we do actually gain some prestige out of that. We don't lose legitimacy. Also, chance of children is high. She's got some good traits. She's of my own culture as well. So this is a better choice. And she's 15. So in 1 year, she will be of age and then she can actually produce babies for us. That is all fine. The problem is she's sick right now. So she might actually also die out of this. So I would actually like to wait just a couple more months to see how it what the outcome of this is. Right, before I'm actually going to marry her. She could be having a permanent problem coming out of this, right? So permanent penalty, and I don't want to risk this at all. With the prestige I have, I would like to increase the size of my elite warriors once again for 270 prestige. That's really worth it. And perhaps also one of my weaker ones. Yes. Right, so that we grow our army there a bit. And we also have... Oh, we also have a nice outcome here of On the March. And welcoming me in the muddy street, Hjalmar, the self-proclaimed divine guardian of the town. My soldiers laid down their armor to help the preacher serve Odin. I already ruled by divine right. We do get prestige out of that. We gain self-declared divine right. This would reduce the theocracy vassal opinion, which is really fine. So let's go ahead and get me that free prestige. I'm just talking in chests here. I don't think I'm a god yet. Also got a martial skill out of that, and with that we can now finally go living off the land. So this is significantly boosting my raiding capabilities that I would like to do. And since we're still not really strong enough, let's just wait for my army to replenish. There it is. Oh, we get a double martial skill really. So I could go for another one. So let's continue with the organized march. This increases my travel speed, my army speed, and also the defensive screen power of all my soldiers. And this leads to hit and run. That gives me another attack power and defense power for all my units. Very strong. Okay, let's actually go in and raise me as raiders again. We are being raided right now, by the way. Down here. But I don't really care about this, honestly. It's worthless land. I care about raiding myself. 1,300 soldiers. Let's get down here again. The problem this time around is that we have some very powerful kingdoms down here. Look at this. Holy schmoly. Never seen that before. Forming that early. This is also problematic. So we have some smaller ones in here that I can still go for, right? Right. Yep. 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 And yep. So let's raid these smaller ones here while they're still available for the taking. There's my army coming. And let's move in right away. After successful raiding, we lost a couple of soldiers again. We're still fine though. Let's move back home. Our pockets are full. That's another 80 coin we bring home. Also, we have some prisoners. This one here, for example. And prisoners we can ransom. And one of them is 50 coin worth. So let's do this as well. And the other one is 46 worth. If I wait a bit longer, we can actually push the 50 here too. Right, so they're usually paying more than over time. I would like to do this. Do we have, by the way, prisoners... for different faith? Mansour here. If I execute him, yes, we can do this. He's worthless to us. He's of a different culture and religion. So if I execute him, we actually get some piety out of this. Because that's basically our belief as a Viking. And he's considered to be hostile. So we can kill him like that and get some piety out of that. Okay, since I have a bit of coin now, I would like to create my first duchy title, that of the Northern Isles. We can do this because we got all the 3 islands here under our control. This will cost me 125 coin, and it will give me 300 prestige and legitimacy, right? And it's the first real title that we get, because up to this point we're just a chief, and now we're a duke. And let's go ahead. This is part of Kingdom of Norway and the Empire of Scandinavia then down the road as well. Hooray. And we've gained a rank and we're now a mighty Jarl. Hooray! We're climbing in the world. And with that, it should be easier to get us a good wife. Problem is it's not. All the ones that would give me nice alliances or a lot of prestige are all very young. Like there's really no one right now that would be fertile for me. The thing is, I still don't have any son and I do need one. Alliance power is something I don't really need. Prestige would be though awesome. So I could go for a powerful alliance with someone that is age 10 right now. Chance of children will be high out of this once she gets of age, and we get 300 prestige out of that. The thing is, we're just betrothed now. I can break the betrothal a year or two down the road later, if there is a better choice available, right? So let's actually go for this. This will give me also some 300 prestige right away, and that is lovely. There it is. Now, in that case, we can, as befits our rank though, go for some concubines, right? We can then also legitimize those guys. So let's go with Hofgodi. And this is my Hofgodi. And she is a spineless antagonist. I don't care. She is beautiful, right? At least by the look of it. She has no penalties. So let's get this one. And children of this partnership will be born in the House of Skald. That's what I like to see. So that's my first concubine as well, that we should really go as befits my rank. Okay, something really cool is also going on. There's the king of Sweden, right? And the king of Sweden has third in line a son. And this son is not married. And he would actually accept my daughter, player heir, with a matrilineal marriage, which is insane because all of the sons coming out of this will be in my house then, right? In my dynasty. And in that case, it gives her a lot of prestige. She looks a bit sickly right now. I think she is sick. Yeah, she's ill right now. And in this case, chance of children is medium. There is a 1.8% chance that they're inbred. I take that. And other than that, this is a great opportunity for us to actually get claims on the kingdom title of Sweden, because it's matrilineal, and those will be born into my house. So let's actually go ahead and get this proposal done. And with that, we have also a very powerful alliance now with the king of Sweden, right? Also, we have our daughter married into the House of Sweden. Or actually, the House of Sweden into my dynasty. Anyway, it's a great thing for us. Sometimes it's really complicated. Down the road, in the meantime, we are raiding again. And the local emir we are raiding here. He's weak. There it is. Raided a bit for coin. Let's just have a look. Some of these kingdoms are really weak right now. It's actually broken apart again, right? So we should use this opportunity right now of raiding these. Oh, it's recently been raided. Oh, this is bad. Weak. There's something over there that we can still go ahead with. And there's also Northern Africa. Oh, this is also weak. It actually has coin. Let's go ahead and do this. There it is. I want to get some good things going here. Especially, please, prisoners or something. This we can raid. And here we also raided again. We took a prisoner. We got pockets, and we also get experience points since we are also doing it ourselves, right? This is important. So in this case, let's get home with that with another 80 coin. It's always risky though doing this, but when you do it right, the reward is just there. The prisoners we can ransom probably. These are weak prisoners. 10 coin. I could also just execute them, honestly, for piety. Let's actually just keep them in the prison there a little longer. We lost the champion. I don't have one. I don't have substitute for this at the moment. So I might as well just invite me some more. And since we have a lot of prestige, I would like to increase the size of my elite warriors once again. We can put the hit and run perk in. And we got a daughter from my concubine. Another daughter. Hooray. In this case, something interesting is happening in Iceland. The chieftain Garder has become more powerful, and Chieftess Audur actually lost the war there, and she's down to 960. So this is an opportunity for us of actually conquering the Sudeland here for us and get us an entrance into Iceland. Might be interesting, might also be risky. I'm still going to do this because no risk, no fun. And we are way stronger, but that's because of my allies. I'm not going to call them in. This costs too much prestige. We are just doing it ourselves, right? We're just going to raise my army now here to 1,500. For this, I'm actually... wait a second. Change the commander to my champion. I'm not doing this myself this time, right? It's too risky for me. And we're just going to try it out and see how it goes. There's the army, and we're fighting at the Battle of Suderland. And yeah, this should be fine. We have a very good army quality. And we win this one. Unfortunately, no important prisoners. He's coming in again. Let her come. She's going to lose again. Okay. But we lost quite a few soldiers already. She's coming in again. Okay. I mean, it's her domain. He really wants to get it back desperately. It seems really desperate. She lost the whole army now. Now we can just lay siege and win this one. There you go. We've won. And with that, we get an entrance into Iceland. We also get prestige and fame out of that. There you go. With that, we also add our domain limit, which is fine to me. But at least we got this one here going now. This is really nice, right? And we now have one major enemy up here that we could subjugate. Or try it at least. And yeah, so far so good. I think for starters, Ivar is making an impression. Unfortunately, we were really unlucky with the wife thing there. Right, so my current wife is 14, so it will not take that much longer, and then we can make babies with her as well. Still hoping for a son, and yeah, our legend grows. We're still insignificant when it comes to renown. We're not even insignificant, we're obscure, so no one knows us at the moment. But yeah, I tend to rectify this hopefully soon. I hope you enjoyed this one, Crusader Kings 3 with all the DLCs. Loving it so far. Stay tuned.